Hi, and welcome to this interview for the CSUF Center for Entrepreneurship. My name is Travis Lindsay, former professor there and currently consulting for the center. And with me today are Rachel and Andrew to talk about their businesses, or to talk about their business that they have together. And to get started, Rachel, can you introduce yourself? And then we'll head over to Andrew.
Okay, hi, I'm Rachel Littell, and I just graduated class of 2022.
Nice to meet you. Oh, not nice to meet you. You were a former student. Both of you were actually. Anything else about you, Rachel? Anything else that people would be interested to know about you?
I don't think I'm the most interested in person. I went back to school because I needed to prove a point to my daughters that, no matter how hard things get, you need to be able to finish your education, because my younger daughter found out she had a learning disability. She has ADHD, and then I found out I had it. And so I had to prove a point. So that's why I went back to school. And then I actually wanted to start a real estate development company, and then I had my idea for my current business in my last semester and took it from there and asked Andrew to partner up with me.
Well, that's interesting. That's inspiring. So yeah, I mean, it's just for the record, both of these people, they were students in my leadership course. So you're Rachel, you're more of like a leader by doing kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
That's the example.
Andrew, yeah, Andrew, what about you? What kind of leader are you? And tell us a little bit about yourself as well.
Yeah, sure. So I also graduated the same semester as Rachel with my entrepreneurship degree. At first, I did not know what I wanted to major in exactly. That was a big challenge for me, or at least what I wanted to concentrate in. I was thinking towards the route of management, accounting. It's like I had different avenues. But then once I learned that CSUF had a entrepreneurship program, I was all in for it, because that's just something that's always called to me, being that self-made person, self-sufficient, and just learning how to do those things and utilize that. I thought that would have been that would be really important for me. So I just went for it, and I don't regret it at all. It was a great choice. And in terms of my leadership qualities, I learned in your class of like the authentic leadership kind of traits. And that's where I actually started learning, like, oh, okay, I kind of possess a lot of that authentic kind of natural leadership qualities. I'm a very social person. I'm a very, very transparent, open-ended person who likes learning about other people. And it really gives me this natural ability to just really collaborate. So I'd say that's where my leadership strengths lie.
Well, it sounds like it was a good thing that you landed on entrepreneurship, because that's what you guys are doing now with your company, GottaGoFoods. Rachel, I know that it was originally your idea, so why don't you set us up and tell us a little bit about the genesis of this business?
So I have a now 20-year-old, and when she was a toddler, she was really backed up. She had horrible constipation issues to the point where she had x-rays and was hospitalized. It was really bad. And the doctor wanted to have me give her laxatives every single day. And I didn't want to do that. So I had to research, things that would help. And I tried everything, and I had to read everything to figure out what foods work, what didn't. And then also the combinations of what to put together in a snack to help her go and to, alleviate her constipation, also keep her regular. And then a couple of years later, I opened a daycare, which I ran for 11 years. And a lot of my daycare kids had the same issue. Like, I would say probably 75% of my daycare kids had the same constipation issues as my daughter Clarice. So I just kept giving them the snacks, and I was able to figure out what really worked, what didn't, and what they would actually eat. And then in my last semester at Cal State Fullerton, I was listening to the audiobook of Nail It and Scale It for the second time. And it said, if you have a problem that you know how to solve, then you'll have a business. And I remember I'm driving on the 57, and I thought, oh, I can make people poop. I should make that into a business. And it kind of just hit me. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, I know so much about this, and I have all of these foods, and I'm pretty good at marketing. Like, I really should think about doing this. And then I drove over to my mom's house, and I told her, I said, I've got this amazing idea. And that's where it started. It was all like a matter of 5 minutes that I had this idea, and I thought this would be a really great idea.
Wow. So that was just like a a bolt of lightning out of nowhere, just gave you this epiphany to go and do it. It was something that you've been doing for quite a while, but expanding it onto a business, that makes a lot of sense. And Andrew, what made you want to join Rachel in this journey?
Well, like we mentioned before, when we took JJ's class together, we really learned how well we just naturally kind of melded in terms of our collaborative abilities, just being able to work together and communicate, just get things done, honestly. That was like the biggest thing with us as a team, is when a lot of our other teammates were letting us down, not doing what they were supposed to do, we had to pick up a lot of the slack. Especially Rachel, she's really good at that. She's good at just getting things done, making mountains move, so to speak. Yeah, that's where we just kind of learned, like, there's something to this. We work really well together. Let's continue this, but with a real venture. And so, being fresh out of college, not really having much in terms of goals or aspirations after college, this was the first real opportunity in my eyes that I saw for something big. And I saw it because I also saw the potential in her idea after she proposed it to me, so I said, yeah, let's do it.
Well, speaking about big, I mean, you guys, I mean, the business just started within the last year or so?
Yes.
But I mean, you've already been in a couple of competitions, if I recall correctly, right? Correct. Was it the Titan Fast Pitch, and then just recently at the SoCal Celebrates Entrepreneurship Fast Pitch event, you guys won that, right?
Mm-hmm. First place.
Yeah. So that, I mean, so that was, I mean, that's a sign that you guys are onto something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So speaking about that specifically, what were some of the things that the judges said, either the questions or maybe in conversations after the event, that's really stuck with you, that you think maybe can help your business going forward?
The only question that I can remember that the judges had were about special licenses and stuff, but this is basically just a snack, and we can't say it helps you go, only that the ingredients in it can help you go. Right. So it's the same license and permits as regular foods. I don't remember what other questions they had.
I remember one in terms of how are we going to stand out against competitors within the market space, and that was a really easy one for me when they asked that. And I remember mentioning that the fact that this market is such a niche market in terms of just what it offers, what solutions it's offering, just helping improve digestion. And therefore, it's not a very saturated market. There's only two or three really big competitors, and they're indirect because they're targeting other target audiences. So the audience that we're targeting, seniors, it's untapped.
And they use ingredients that have side effects. We don't. All of our stuff is all natural, and we don't have anything that can cause stomach cramps or anything like that. And honestly, ours tastes better. I feel bad. I actually feel bad for saying that, but you can have other people blind taste test. Ours really, really does taste better. Theirs tastes like it has fiber in it. Mine tastes like a cookie.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Speaking of taste, what flavors do you guys have?
Cinnamon, oatmeal, and peanut butter. We have chocolate, but we can't hone in on it fast enough to sell it. And we're going to come out with peanut butter soon enough.
Okay.
I'm sorry, banana. We're going to come out with banana soon.
Banana. Okay. I'm trying to think if I've ever heard of that in a cookie before. And I've eaten my fair share of cookies throughout my life, so you would think I would know. But no, okay, that sounds good. Okay, so we talked about the judges and that. What about, some of the things maybe that you learned at your time at Cal State Fullerton, because both of you are entrepreneurship majors, and here you are starting a business. So you definitely have that passion for doing something like this, for launching your own thing. Were there any insights, that you got from your education over at Cal State Fullerton that are really helping you, especially, early on in this process?
Where do I start? I'm so shocked at how much I learned in my education at Cal State. Marketing was a big thing, and I was a realtor, and I was able to literally learn something in class or from a reading and turn around and within days implement it into my real estate business for marketing and stuff like that. I learned basically how the ins and outs of business. One of the biggest things I learned was if it is a weakness of yours, hire out. That was a big thing for me. Know who to go to for help. And I feel like I learned so much while I was there, and then I was able to start the business, and now I'm getting help putting all of the pieces together, actually running a business.
Andrew, how about you?
For me, the biggest thing was learning how to be more social, being able to just reaching out to other resources and people, and I learned how willing people are to help when you ask, and that's like the hugest, one of the biggest proponents to starting a business really is just knowing, like just connecting with people and asking questions and getting feedback and really dissecting what it is you're doing from other perspectives. I think that's, for me, that was the biggest takeaway, especially someone who early on was a very kind of like socially inept person who didn't like talking to people. I was always kind of shy around people. And then finally, towards the end of my college education, taking the entrepreneurship classes, it really just like opened me up. It got me out of my social bubble. And I'm very thankful for that. It's so important.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead, Rachel. Go ahead.
I was going to say, because I've actually seen the transition with Andrew, and it's amazing. One of the things that I realized about myself while I was there was that I'm actually a good leader, and I was always so scared about being bossy. And I realized there's a difference between being bossy and being a good leader, and how good leaders lead by example, and how when you support your team, everybody gets raised up when you support your team. And that was a huge takeaway for me, because when you're a good leader, obviously you have a better chance of running a business.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, I mean, there's the kinds of leaders that, they have the power. And so they just tell everybody what to do. And, if you don't do it, you're fired, and they'll just, cycle over to somebody else. Sure, maybe a lot of those businesses can't be successful, right? But they're probably leaving a lot on the table by pushing people out, because it's the people at the end of the day that really make the business. So that's the social capital that you have as a business owner, business leader. So yeah, and then Andrew, when you talk about social ineptness, I was kind of thinking, if you look it up in a dictionary, you probably see my face right next to it. So I totally I totally get where you're coming from. But yeah, no, it's interesting how much you learn in school. I was the same way, but you don't really remember exactly where it came from or how all the different pieces fit together. So it's just one of those things where, you have all these different tools in your toolkit of the mind. And then once you actually get to the situation, it's like, oh, okay, I know how to do this. I don't quite remember how or where I learned how to do it, but okay, this is how we do it. So that's good. So now, is it just the two of you right now in the business, or do you guys have a team yet?
We have one employee, which is my mom.
Okay.
Pay her. But she helps us. I can't believe how much she helps us. She's amazing. So
Yep.
I was just going to say, okay, so it's you two, Rachel, your mom, and so then what are the plans for expansion going forward, like in the short term, for like the rest of this year and then beyond?
We want to do some more. We want to partner with more organizations for fundraising, kind of like the Girl Scouts, but we would like to give more. So we are talking to sports coaches and PTAs and stuff like that. When we are more established, we would like to go after other target markets like pregnant women, because pregnant women have a huge issue with constipation. And then also cancer patients, because a side effect of chemo is constipation. And then kids. And then we also want to start releasing I have 1 million recipes. So we would like to start releasing other recipes down the line.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, actually, I think one of the mentors in that class that you two had with me started his own cookie business back in the day. And so, yeah, if you guys ever need that connection, just let me know. And
He's actually helped us a lot.
Oh, okay, good. So it's already in place. Great, great. Yeah, was he one of the judges for the Titan Fast Pitch? I forget.
No, not
No.
that I know of.
Okay.
No.
All right. So what else are you guys up to?
Well, we've been working with our mentors. Our mentors are absolutely amazing. I do not know where we would be without JJ and the incubator and the mentors, because they help us with thinking outside of the box. One of our mentors, Bob, I always tell him, like, you think so far outside of the box, you don't even realize there's a box there. And he's the one that gave us the idea for the fundraising and stuff. And then we have we had a class that was helping us in Professor Sorrell's class. And that mentor, Bill, gave us the idea, because our target market originally were kids, because I know everything about kids. And he showed us why we should pivot and target seniors, which was probably the best decision we could have made. And that, I think that is what is actually going to make us. I think that's what's going to make us really successful, is changing it to that target market. But our mentors help us in so many ways. And I love that they have no problem, and they're so nice. They have no problem with saying, no, that's a really bad idea, you guys. And they're so kind about it. And, you can't hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
But they will explain to us why it's a bad idea. And they will tell us, they give us like real world examples on why we should and shouldn't do something.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I like that recommendation about working with nonprofits. I know that the center has really been putting more of an emphasis on social entrepreneurship nowadays.
Yes.
And there's definitely a nexus there between what you could do with a startup, that is built to make money at the end of the day, but it could also, serve a social good. And
Yes.
so, I mean, I think that's a great way to go about doing something like that. And I like the expansion out to the senior citizens, and then you guys are still going to do some for kids. Are you creating multiple brands so that you could speak directly to the different market segments, or is it going to be all one brand that's for everybody? Have you guys worked on that much yet?
First, we need to so the name is called Gotta Go. And one of our hangups is a lot of people are afraid that it's going to make you run to the bathroom, but it's not. It's just like eating a bowl of oatmeal. It's only going to make you go if you have to go. So you could literally have like 15 cookies and you'd be okay. Because we've tried. Some people just won't, like my mom, she won't stop eating the cookies. But we need to do some A/B testing, possibly with another name, to see what, if there's still going to be a hang up on Gotta Go, if we should name it something else. Then once we figure that out, then we will see what route to take.
Yeah, I mean, the cookie company that I'm thinking of right now is Mrs. Fields. So it could be, Mrs. Little's.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
I tried for that, Travis. One of our professors said, or one of our mentors said the same thing. And because my last name is Littell, but it looks like Little. So I was thinking Littell's Cookies, but everyone will think it's called Little's Cookies. I don't care. I just think it's cool to have my last name on it.
Well, I've been mispronouncing it this whole time, so
everyone, my whole life. I couldn't care less.
See, Andrew, that's some of that social imbecility right there at play on my part.
I would say like 5% of people say my last name.
I can relate to Rachel with the. Yep.
What was that, exactly. Andrew?
I'm the same way with my last name. I hear probably 6 different variants of my last name any given week. So I know.
It's Ayres, right? Like. It's Ayres, right?
You got it. Yeah. Like the hotels. Although unfortunately, I'm not related to that chain of hotels.
That is a shame. That's probably
right?
one of the big life events.
It's a pity, but yeah.
So Andrew, what exactly is your role in this whole company, and how do you see that evolving over time? Because again, you guys are right at the very beginning, so you're kind of doing a little bit of everything. But where do you see yourself within the organization in like 5 years?
Right. Well, Rachel is definitely the idea machine with this. She's the one who came up with the idea. She's been making the cookies for something like 20 years now. And so really I'm the one to help back her up with a lot of the things that we get done on the day to day. But in terms in the long term, she's very much the step by step, the linear thinker in this, and I'm more of the lateral type of thinker who's trying to look at everything from a sort of bigger picture, I guess. I've always seen myself as a creative thinker, more so as kind of a logical kind of thinker. And so my strengths lie in those areas. And I think moving forward, that's going to be that's going to take up a huge part of my role in this organization.
Yeah, one of the things I forget if it was in your guys' class or not, but one of the things that I would talk about would be how startup teams they really need generalists, and so that's leans towards people who are a little bit more on the creative side, no matter what they do, whether it's finance or marketing or what operations or whatever the case may be. So yeah, you need to have that creativity to not only figure out solutions, but to also find out what the problems are. Because sometimes that's the hardest thing to do, right? Is to actually figure out that something is actually a problem when you've been working all along, it's going okay, you don't really see anything as an issue, but then you look up one day and you're $10,000 in the hole. So yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so you guys, and this is the first business for both of you, right? That you've started?
Yes. I mean, I had little businesses, but not like this. I ran a daycare and
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
In real estate, but that's nothing compared to this. This is a whole different beast.
Well, no, I don't know about that. I mean, yes, it is different, but I mean, I think that those experiences that you had with daycare and real estate, I mean, they're going to help for sure.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's actual experience.
I think a lot of the reasons I was able to, even though I don't remember exactly what I learned from school, but the reason it was able to stick was because as soon as I learned it, I was able to turn around and utilize it and implement it. And that's helped out on so many different levels. But food, I mean, JJ says all the time, business is one thing, but a food business is completely different. And that's one of the reasons why it's so hard to find help, is because every single food business is different also.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely true.
The industry is always changing year to year.
Yeah. It's always changing year to year, and then also the difficulties to scale the business are obvious there as well. So it's one thing to be at the stage that you're at right now, making X number of cookies, but when you start putting a couple more zeros at the end of those production runs, then you're going to have to expand out to probably some sort of like a co-packer at some point. Maybe there's an intermediary step with a kitchen that you can rent out in between there, and then beyond that, I mean, there are a lot of issues, and plus, I mean, it's a crowded market because everybody eats, so it's a market of everybody in the world, and there's a lot of companies in there. But yeah, I mean, I like what you guys are doing because it is a very niche product, right? And so do you guys have any aspirations to expand out beyond what you're doing now to different foods, maybe different markets, or what?
Different foods, yes, because I have recipes for breakfast foods, different kinds of snacks. I have a recipe for a candy that will help you go. And I was even thinking, like a box of chocolates on Valentine's Day. Give that to your pregnant wife so you can help her out. But definitely, I mean, constipation is only getting worse because of the American diet. And so unfortunately, our market is getting bigger and bigger. And so we do want to help as many markets as possible. But our product is also, it's vegan and it's all natural. And it's nice because it not only helps with constipation, but it also helps keep you regular. So I feel like it's just endless with how much we can do. We're in a commercial kitchen right now, and it's nice because they're able to help us with certain things as far as like legalities and all that. But we are going to start selling in senior centers, senior community living centers. And so it's just, we keep getting these ideas of how to expand and where to go. And it's coming on so fast that we kind of almost need to take a step back and start doing other things, like getting our cookies tested to see how long they'll last on the shelf. So we've kind of taken a step back because everything was moving almost too fast.
Yep, the opportunities are just coming at us like from left and right, and it's hard not to take up on those opportunities when they're right in front.
Right, we're drowning in
But
opportunities.
it really goes back to the right, exactly. But it's like what you were saying earlier, Travis, is like you kind of have to take a step back sometimes and really kind of evaluate everything as a whole and see do we have what we need to move forward before we move forward so we can ensure that we're going to succeed.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many different variables that go into that kind of a business. Any consumer facing business, there's just always so many different variables. And then when you add in food to the mix, you also get in more regulations, and you have to have food safety, meet those standards. And then also quality control, right? I mean, if you're selling a million cookies and 1% of them aren't good, that's 10,000 unhappy customers.
Yep.
And so that sort of thing could snowball out of control really quick. And so, yeah, I mean, dealing with those issues of growth isn't always the easiest thing to do. But it sounds like you guys are on the right track, and you're set up to actually make this thing into a success. You're not trying to overexpand or do anything too crazy like that. So I think we're almost about out of time now. So I just want to just ask you both. So as recent graduates, you did entrepreneurship as your majors. What advice, if you could, go back 3, 4 years, 5 years, whatever the case may be, and give yourself or any of like the other students that are considering what kind of major they're going to take right now, or even just more in general, people that are considering to start a business, what advice would you give to those people?
Mine's going to sound kind of lame. Mine is really pick a major that you're passionate for, something that you can, when you go to work every day, you actually want to go to work. Well, I'm loving this journey. I am having so much fun. Like, I can't wait for it to be Monday, which blows my mind. But it is so important to make sure that you really do enjoy what you do and have the major that backs that up, and ask for help. Find those mentors. People want to help. They will help you think of things. They'll give you advice on things you would have never thought about, and it will make a huge difference in your life. Because if you hate going to your job every single day, your life is just going to be awful. But if you major in something that you love, and you're going to like going to class. I loved going to class. I loved learning everything that I was learning there. And you're able to implement it. You're going to like your job, and you're going to want to move forward. You're going to want to help other people do the same thing. It makes all the difference.
Yeah, that's awesome. Andrew, I'll get to you real quick, but yeah, Rachel, I really love what you said about asking for help.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I know a lot of students have difficulties with, and just a lot of people in general. And when you're starting something, like a college major, or starting a business, or really anything different, it can really help you understand the lay of the land and how things work by just asking people who've been there, done that. And then plus it also increases your network. I mean, I don't want to, reduce it to something as, base as that, but I mean, it is true. So the more people that you talk to, the more people that you ask for help, or even, offer to help them with something so that you can learn how to do something, that increases your network, which also increases all the different number of opportunities that you have as well. So yeah, that is great advice.
Well,
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think there are people who naturally like to help other people, and I'm one of those people, but I never like to ask for help.
Right.
And then I had this aha moment with one of our mentors or one of my mentors in class, and I could tell he genuinely enjoyed helping other people. And I don't know, the light turned on, and it was like, well, I love helping other people. Maybe he genuinely likes helping others, because I was always thinking, well, what's in it for them? What's in it for them? And it kind of goes along with like the networking thing. I love helping people. And by helping people connect with other people to help them, oh, you need help with packaging. I know this person, let me connect you with them. And so networking, I get what you're saying, how, you don't want to reduce it to that, but finding how other people can help the person that you're helping also, I don't know, makes you feel really good about yourself. It's all about finding others that can help whoever you're helping also.
Yeah, I mean, on this, it's like looking at it just from an evolutionary standpoint, humans are social animals, right? And so we like those interactions. And so when you're asking somebody for help, yeah, you're going to be getting the majority of the help from it, but the person that you're asking is also getting a benefit from it as well. So yeah, it's one of those win-win kind of situations. It's not a zero-sum game. It's not like if I go and ask Andrew for help on something, I'm getting something out of it and he's losing the time that he's spending on it.
Yeah,
So it's,
exactly.
it's beneficial for everybody. Andrew, can you top that?
I don't know. It's going to take a lot. But no, for me, what I can really say I could take away from my college experience overall is don't be so concerned about having the perfect grade. You know what I mean? And being book smart and having all that knowledge, because at the end of the day, we were just talking about it, Travis, is you're not gonna retain everything from your college experience. However, it's all gonna be somewhere in there. It's all retained in there. And it goes back to that idea of learning how to apply yourself and learn how to use those tools that you took away during your college experience. That's something that I learned on my last semester of college, taking Sorrell's class, and also just I'm still learning it. Oh yeah, there's this concept, there's this, there's that, and it all kind of falls into place, and I'm finding myself more equipped to handle situations that I wasn't able to handle before. And I think a big contributor to that too has been working with our mentors in the incubator program. Bob Godlasky and Carl Woodard have been extremely helpful. They have such industry experience that they can impart to us, and it helps put those pieces together faster. And so I just wanted to kind of echo what you guys are talking about, is just don't be afraid to reach out to people. Don't be afraid to ask for help, because people are more than willing to reach their arm out and help you, because we're all in this together at the end of the day. This is a concerted effort. We're all just trying to figure out what the heck we're doing, and if we can help someone figure out and put them on the right track, then you're helping everyone, and so yeah, that's pretty much it, other than I'm very thankful for the opportunity that we've had going to CSUF and taking the entrepreneurship program and being in the incubator. It's just we're very fortunate for that.
Awesome. I think that those are the perfect words to end this on. So thank you very much, Andrew and Rachel. And on behalf of the Center for Entrepreneurship at Cal State Fullerton and the CSUF Startup Incubator and whatever else organization that is under that umbrella, my name is Travis Lindsay, and thank you very much for watching.